Hello and welcome to this little CCB video blog. Now today, obviously by the title, I'm going to be talking about bait casting reels and give you guys some what to do and what not to do when buying bait casting reels. Now I've been fishing for 40 years and I'm not the guy that's always had the $200 and $300 and $400 combos. Fact is, most of my rods and reels that I fish with today, together, it's about 150 bucks. And I'm not much of a brand person. I don't have to fish Lew's, I don't have to fish Shimano, I don't have to fish Daiwa. I pretty much fished Lew's and Daiwa and Shimano and Pfluger and Bass Pro Shops. I've fished almost every reel that's out there as far as brand. And what I've noticed over the last 40 years is there's commonalities in reels that fail and reels that last. And so that's kind of what I'm going to go into in this video, is tell you just my personal experience over 40 years of fishing, and sometimes fishing 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and for 8 hours a day. What I found works and what doesn't work when buying a bait casting reel. So I'm actually going to start off with the things not to do. The thing not to do is to buy any reel that has a graphite frame. And I don't care if they pump it up with like, oh, it's got 10 bearings, oh, it's got 8 bearings, oh, it's got 11 bearings, oh, it's 100 bucks, oh, it's, 80 bucks, oh, it's only 40 bucks. If it has a graphite frame, don't buy it. There's an old saying, the chain's only as strong as its weakest link. And it doesn't matter if you put way more bearings or brass gears or all that stuff into a graphite frame. Graphite frames are not as sturdy. They flex, they move around. And over time and catching fish in that, it can go from being very smooth, and even, like I said, even if it has a million bearings in it, it's still gonna flex, it's still gonna move. The precisionness of those gears and all that is gonna move and slip around. So no matter what, eventually anything with a graphite is going to fail because that's the weakest link. The only way to take out the weakest link on a graphite reel is to make that frame aluminum, because aluminum is a lot more sturdy. But yeah, that's rule number one. Do not buy anything with a graphite frame. Next thing is, do not buy combos. Now yes, I did buy this combo. This is the Formula bait casting combo with the Formula reel. I did a review on this, but I basically bought it for the rod. I knew the rod was good. It's got the RT3 graphite. I have a lot of Bass Pro Shops rods, so I knew the rod was good. And the reel, of course, I tried to pump it up. It's 10 bearing, but it's a graphite frame. And I bought 2 of these combos. One of the reels I gave away. This one I don't use it very much. It's already having issues. Like I said, I'll be fighting a fish and all of a sudden the reel will go backwards instead of forward. It hasn't had, too much of an issue with the thumb bar going down that, but it has slipped and gone backwards. The drag's starting to get a little bit notchy. But what you're getting when you buy a combo, like people go, oh yeah, I need a new bait casting reel, and then they get suckered into buying the combo. But if you think about it, okay, it's a $40 reel, and you're getting the combo for 60 bucks. Well, basically, you're getting a $40 reel with a $20 rod. And it doesn't matter, anything you go up with combos, any kind of combo that's the same, like Formula reel to a Formula thing to even Lew's or Abu Garcia, if it's a Black Max to the Black Max rod, or it's a Lew's to the Lew's rod, yeah, it looks nice, it looks fancy, but it's all matched, it's got the same colors. The fish don't freaking care what color you're throwing and how cool your rod looks. They care that you're working the bait right and you're putting it in the right place, and that's how you catch fish. But anyway, anything you do, even if it's a $159 reel and the combo is $199, okay, you're getting a $160 reel and you're getting a $40 rod. They're not giving you a $160 reel and a $160 rod for $199. They're giving you the same reel with a $30 or $40 rod. So that's another thing, is don't buy a combo. And another thing they'll do with combos is, say Bass Pro Shops, it's like Father's Day or spring sale and that. What they will do is they'll take a pretty good rod, a reel, and they'll put it on a pretty good rod. But what it is it's a rod that's not selling, and it's probably a reel that's not selling. Maybe not all the reels, but maybe that gear ratio, or it's left-handed and not right-handed, or maybe the rod, like it's a medium heavy or it's a heavy and the heavy's not selling. So you're thinking, oh, they matched up this cool combo of this really cool reel that matches this really cool pole. I'm gonna get that. No, basically they have things in overstock, they're putting them together, they're getting them for a deal so they can get them out of stock because they're not selling. It's not like a perfectly set up combo. My philosophy is buy a reel and buy a really good rod to go with it. Don't fall for the combo stuff. I mean, that's just my advice right away. Over I've never had a combo that I liked both the rod and the reel. Usually the reel might be pretty good, but the rod sucks. Or in this case, I bought it because I thought the rod was really good, and I really do think this rod is really good. But the reel, it's not so good, it's having issues, and it's a graphite frame, which I already told you. Okay, so those are the things not to do. Do not do that when you're buying a baitcasting reel. Graphite frame. Cheap combos, or even expensive combos. But what to buy? This is what you should buy. Aluminum frame. Obviously, if you could tell, I was going to the aluminum frame by what I said about the graphite. But you want an aluminum framed reel. That's first. And second off, you don't need it with a whole bunch of bearings. 6, 7, 8 bearings is about all you need on an aluminum framed reel. I think Shimano, I read a thing on Shimano and they said actually like 3 bearings is the most you would need inside a baitcasting reel. But the industry wants more bearings, so that's why they do more bearings in their more expensive reels. But even then higher up, 7, 8, or 9, it's not like 10 bearing, 12 bearing, 15 bearing. They put in more, but it's just because that's what the fishermen want. They think more bearings makes it better. And if it's a more expensive reel, they expect more bearings. But really, you really only need 6, 7, or 8 bearings. And aluminum frame. I mean, yeah, check the drag. You want a smooth drag and all that. But once you get to the aluminum frame, it's not as flexible. It doesn't move much. It keeps all those gears and everything inside there aligned. And when you're fighting fish and the stress on it and the pulling out the drag and all that, it's not going to flex and move that aluminum frame. It's much more sturdy and rigid than the graphite. So anything you get, and they're not much, like I said, you could buy a graphite frame for more than you could buy a pretty good quality aluminum frame. Oh, but you're like, oh, but it's graphite, it's got 10 bearings. Oh, I could buy that aluminum frame for 100, it's 20 bucks less, but it's only got 7 bearings. That's null and void. It's aluminum frame, it doesn't need that many, and everything will stay really tight and really in line, and it will keep it smooth forever. That's why these graphite ones, over time, and you catch a lot of fish in that on them, start to feel not as smooth and start to get rough and have issues because that frame is flexing, things are getting moved just a little bit out of place, the gears aren't landing as perfect, and plus sometimes springs and those sort of metals in them are weaker. But yeah, that's what I'm stressing in this, is if you have 40 bucks to spend, just wait and spend 80. Or if you have 120 to spend on a really good graphite frame reel, buy one for less that's aluminum. I'm telling you, the aluminum will make it last so much longer. Don't fall into that whole hype of, oh, it's got more bearings, it's got more this. No, just stay away from graphite. Just do not. It's for somebody that, you know, a kid that might get into bass fishing, might not, or every summer he comes to your house and wants to bass fish, doesn't fish the rest of the year. You have that thing laying around, it's perfect for him. But anybody that's, you know, getting anywhere near wanting to do it and do it a lot, save yourself some money. Don't do what I did, spend like, I mean, I bought 3 of these. That's 150 bucks. I could have bought a good $100 aluminum framed reel and I'd still have it, where all 3 of these broke. So yeah, that's the, I hope this helps you guys. I know I'm a little bit animate about it, but I just don't like to see people get caught up in this hype and buy things that aren't gonna last. Just spend the time, a little more money, aluminum frame, like I said. And gear ratio, 6.3. Most of mine are 6.3, 6.4. I would usually have one that's maybe a 7.0 and maybe one that's 5.6. Something that's a little slower, something a little faster. But in general, for multi-purpose, 6.3, 6.4 to 1, you don't need the high gear ratio. And yeah, like I said, I'm very adamant about this, and I don't know. I don't like what the industry does and trying to sell you on combos and ooh, they matching, but they're not balanced. The reel doesn't catch. It's just yeah. So yeah, aluminum frame, guys. Aluminum frame. And like I said, I have Daiwas, I have Abus, I've had Shimanos, I've had Bass Pro Shops, but consistently over my last 40 years, everything I got that had aluminum frame, at least 6, 7, or 8 bearings, has lasted, and I've hardly ever had issues with, compared to anything I've ever bought that's graphite frame that I've always had issues with. Whew. That was a lot of information to put in there, but I really hope it helped, and I don't know. Like I said, I get animate and I have to do things, and this is one of them. I had to like get this out. So there you go. What to look for and what not to look for when you're buying a baitcasting reel. Until next time.
That was terrific! Great! Yeah! Best bait fantastic! Yeah, it's really great! Really pisky, yeah.